cold as ice. And that means it's time for Micki Gamez. We have this debate in the studios. I guess you've figured out why it's always so cold in here. Why does it feel like a meat locker when we walk in? At least that's what Colleen thinks.
Yeah.
So we've decided that on matters like this, we just should follow the science. Mm-hmm. So Micki Gamez has looked at the latest research into people who always feel they need to wear a sweater. And what...
I know he sounds judgmental, doesn't he?
Right. I'm like, golly.
Well, from what I saw, it's mostly women who are complaining.
Yes.
Well, yes. Chances are if you're
and
cold...
rightfully so.
I didn't say
you forgot that part.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
There you go.
All right, there we go. Chances are if you're cold all the time, like me and Colleen, Dr. Catherine Brandt, she's the chair of primary care at the University of England Medical School, says more than likely you're normal. You're absolutely normal. It could be hormones or even gender related. Studies show that most women are colder than men. And when you walk into the KIRO Newsradio studio, it feels like I'm walking into an iceberg every day. I know that you, sir, and you, Sully, are always warm. Sully just said, "Oh, I'm warm right now." I'm like, "Burr, I'm not burr.
No.
You're warm."
Well, I mean, sometimes it's cold in here. Sometimes it's not. It doesn't bother me.
The nice thing about working with these two, though, is that I'll turn up the thermostat.
Yeah.
Because, earlier I was trying to do a newscast and I shivered.
Yes.
And I was trying not to show that I shivered.
You're like, KIRO Newsradio.
And they don't say, no, turn up the heat. They let me do what I want.
Well, what was funny was when I was over at my KIRO News desk and then I saw you stand on the chair and turn on. I'm like, what is she doing? And then, okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Colleen, by the way, just so you know the reason for that.
What?
Dave and I have been successfully married for a very long time and understand that when our significant other wants to change or mess with the heat, you just let it happen.
You're like,
right?
Go ahead.
There are hills to die on, and that is not one of them.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that's
And the
so
reason
nice.
Colleen has to stand on a chair is not because she's short, but because engineering mounted it near the ceiling so she couldn't get to it.
It's unbelievable. It's got to be at least 10 feet tall.
They didn't account for the fact that I'm basically a cat, right? Like, that doesn't intimidate me. I will get to the thermostat if I'm cold.
Well, studies show that, yes, women are colder than men. And it could also be like me. If you're from a warmer climate and you move someplace with a cooler climate, you're going to be cold all the time, according to the science, which is true. However, I did get used to me, 70 is warm. With 70s warm now, which is really bizarre.
Which would be cold in Texas.
Right, that would be cold in Texas.
Yeah.
But when the sun is out and I'm like, what's the tech? God, this is so hot. I'm like, 72? Are you kidding me?
Well, I think the age-old question this brings up is that should offices reevaluate their average temperature? Because as this article you brought to us shows, there was a Dutch study, I think in 2015, that showed that thermostats in offices were set for the average suit-wearing 155-pound male.
Right.
And, that is not necessarily the makeup of offices
That's
anymore.
true. And a recent feature in Le Monde on gender and cold perception concluded that men have this TRPM8 protein channel, and it catches the cold through nerves located just under the skin. And this regulates the hormone in a male body.
Well, how do I get me one of those?
Well, we don't, because we have estrogen, and that significantly thickens the blood, which does not flow easily to extremities.
This is why Dave told me to just throw my arms around to get my blood flowing to my fingers
So they
again.
say. So this is what you can do.
Yeah.
Yes, if you are cold,
It does work.
work out.
I have to say.
Build muscle, because muscle can. There you go. Do those squats.
Well,
yes.
But the microphone doesn't go with me when I squat. So
Thermo jackets also help. Drink warm beverages. Wear long johns, and if nothing else, wear wool.
So we have to have, what we need is an AI thermostat that can detect when a woman enters the room.
That would.
And one other consideration, again, I'm not an engineer, but considering the amount of electronics that we have, the computers, now all the cameras, is there a need to keep this space a little cooler, maybe in order to protect them? I don't know.
It used to be. Things run more efficiently now. I think when we had like the bigger monitors and towers, and I'm sure there is something to that, but it certainly isn't as worse as it used to be with our big tower computers and all that. But I get it.
Yeah. And all of these computers and everything, they emit a lot of heat. So maybe the thermostat, kind of registers that and thinks, ooh, it needs to be colder in here.
I even went as far as buying one of those rechargeable electric hand warmers.
Yeah.
And I'll just hold that while I'm in this studio. I used like my Christmas
poor
bonus
thing.
to buy it.
You poor thing.
That's a great solution.
I know, but don't you think it's ridiculous that professional women have to wear like wool parkas and carry around hand warmers just to...
It is, but it's good.
Katrina, who's on vacation throughout the summertime on our hot 80 days, was sitting underneath the air conditioning vent with the scarf and the winter hat and her winter jacket and her gloves.
But at least
working.
we're talking about it. So I think
Yes,
we've
that's
achieved a
true.
breakthrough here.
This is true.
Yeah. Shatter that glass ceiling.
Yeah.
Let's
Let
do
the
it.
heat in.
Thank you, Micki.
You're welcome.